It's so beautiful in the woods in the wintertime. I love it. The snow's covered all the branches. It goes on forever. You can hear the wind, the winter wind. And I love it in the pine trees, kind of like powdered sugar on the trees. The weather can be pretty extreme up here in the Adirondacks. And when it is, I often think about the people who were here in earlier times who might not have had the best access to heat or food or water. However, people made do. They had all kinds of solutions, very interesting to read about and find out about. Today I want to give an update on everything. So much has been happening. It's been a very busy month, and so much of it is because of you and everyone who watches my YouTube, my patrons, my listeners, everyone who goes to my Bandcamp. They've just been so supportive recently, and I want to give a huge thank you to everybody. I just finished a fundraiser online through the GoFundMe website, and it was to obtain a replacement sound system. The goal was for $1,500, and we actually went past the goal by $30, $1,530. It was so amazing, and it only happened in about 2 weeks' time. We will be ordering this sound system in about a week, and when it comes, I will give you the lowdown on everything from delivery time to setup. So thank you so much to everyone who donated. There were about 27 donors. All of them so generous, some of them very large donations, and we're so grateful. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Another exciting piece of news, we're still waiting on the Saratoga grant. I applied for a grant to help fund the new history song program that I'm putting together this winter, History Songs of the American Revolution. And we're going to do this grand, amazing show at the Fonda Library. It's going to be the American Revolution songs and Erie Canal songs, plus little tables and stations that have things like maps, models, even food from the era. So we're crossing our fingers about that one and hope to get that grant so we can present that, and also the new show, the new American Revolution show. Something that I'm still dreaming about, I refuse to give up on it, is my dream of a cabin in the woods, a place where we can go, people can come, they can do art, they can sing, they can jam, we can have shows, and I'm still keeping that in my mind. Because of the pandemic, the real estate prices went through the roof, and now hopefully they'll come back down a little bit. But before the pandemic, this was actually kind of feasible, and now it's just overblown. Here it comes, all the snow is blowing on me. So if you know of anything that's in the southeast Adirondacks, that's in the Fulton County area or Montgomery County area, let me know in the comments. Something you may be hearing about lately is the art of manifesting things. You know, people claim that there's mystical stuff about manifesting. You're supposed to meditate on what you want every day. But I think it's actually a very practical thing. You're really just making your mind super clear. You know what you want, you know what you don't want, and when the opportunities come for what you want, you can take them. And if you see something that will work for your idea, you will put it in your column of manifesting. So I think that's how it really works, because you're just staying in that one direction, constantly very clear. So let's get a piece of paper and a pen and write down exactly what would be super cool for the Cabin in the Woods / art center. This is what I've come up with in terms of manifesting. Cabin in the Woods for living, music, art, and gatherings. Located Fulton or Montgomery County in New York, near or in the Adirondacks. Has land for camping and a vegetable garden. About 4 to 5 rooms, with a loft would be helpful. A manageable driveway, please. Short enough so that it's easy to maintain in the winter. And I made a little drawing. I think I need to be a little clearer in my manifestation, because when I was drawing this, I really couldn't figure out where the vegetable garden might be or what it might actually look like in my mind. And I think that's what the whole thing is. You just make sure you got a really clear idea so that if I see an ad for a cabin that is similar to this situation, I'll know that that's the one I would like to zero in on. Just having some oranges as a quickie snack. Okay folks, what kind of tracks are these? I put my glove down. Kind of large, aren't they? Sometimes it's hard for me to tell whether it's a cat or like a feline or a canine type of print. Tell me in the comments what you think. Here we are at a Native American castle site. It was the Mohawk tribes, and it is called the Caughnawaga Castle Site. It is from the 1600s, believe it or not, and it was discovered in the 1950s. These sticks or pegs that you see are archaeological markings. They mark the boundary of the site, and if you look in, you can see there's some rectangles. Those were where longhouses were. Those are the shelters of the Mohawk tribes. They are just like what they sound like, long houses. Probably, I think about 25 people would fit in them, or depending on the length of the house. And supposedly there were 300 people that lived here. Here's a closer look at the markings for the longhouses. There's some museums that have models of longhouses. I think there's one in Albany. The Albany Museum has a model of a longhouse. There would be fires in there to keep warm, bunks to sleep in. This castle site is about a mile from the Mohawk River, and that was probably very convenient for transportation and maybe fishing. Also nearby is a spring. You might see there's a sign over there that says spring, and I will take you down there and show you because it's really beautiful down there. The name of the spring is Tekakwitha Spring. There was a young woman, Kateri Tekakwitha, who was actually canonized recently. She was turned into a saint. She was a young Native American in the 1600s. She converted to Catholicism. And at first her tribe ostracized her, and she fled to Canada. But she recently was canonized, and there are 2 shrines in this area. This is the Montgomery County area. There's 2 shrines to her. So she's an important person in the history. Because they named this spring after her, they've built a building over the spring. And then here is a statue. I believe it's Kateri Tekakwitha. There's a rose below. And this is where the spring is. They may have turned it off for the winter, or maybe it's not running because it's winter, but in the summer this is usually filled with water. And then it goes around here. This is kind of a nice lookout area. And it goes down into this gorge. We're on the east side of the castle right now. That's the row of archaeological pegs. There's some very nice trails here. You can walk around. We'll go for a little walk around. It just goes around the outside of the castle, but it's very beautiful. After walking some of the trails, I'm noticing that this castle area is up on a hill like this, and that down below it are these steep embankments. I guess that's a pretty good strategic place to be. There's also a creek that right there, there's a Cayadota Creek. Here's a sign that is right next to the castle that talks about more information about it. It says here, the Turtle Clan of the Mohawk lived in the castle. The castle, the meaning is fortified rather than an actual castle like in the European sense. And it was, as it says, on the water, on the river. And it says this castle is the only completely excavated Iroquois village in the world. Very cool. Oh, here's something that we're learning. It was here in this castle that Saint Kateri Tekakwitha lived a good part of her earthly life, and during this time she was baptized and dedicated her life to the Lord. I did not know that she lived here. Well, that's very interesting and lovely. These archaeological posts are where the walls were. It was double-walled stockade. Apparently they were about 15 to 18 feet tall. There is an entrance, one of the entrances. This is the historic plaque put up by New York State. Caughnawaga Lower Mohawk Indian Castle, 1667, ruled by Turtle Clan. Jesuit Mission of St. Peter's, destroyed in raid of 1693, and that was put up in 1932. I do not know about the raid of 1693, so I'll have to read about that. That is what destroyed the fortress. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. I hope you're having a great day. I'll see you in the next video. And in the meantime, stay tuned for the new song, In the Flames Again. Thank you, and bye-bye.
Woke up in a cloud underneath a rainbow, and like a raindrop down I drifted to the snow. Found a cabin on the hillside of blue and green and gold. Now I'm by the fire. Where have all the days gone? In the flames again, reaching overhead to find out when and where we've been. And there's a chair here just for you. Are all the things we want to do. In the fire, in the fire, in the fire, in the flames. In the flames again. In the fire, in the fire, in the fire, in the flames. In the flames again. See the ashes fall as the hearth and breaks aglow. Funny how we're lost in the thoughts that the fire shows. We can keep it burning stick by stick. You know, we're in the past, we're in the present, now we're future. Here we go. Now the clouds are forming, angels above you. And where you think you're going, you never know. With the river to the east and the moonlight to the west, they say the twain shall never meet. But we know better, 'cause we're in the flames again, reaching overhead to find out when and where we've been. And there's a chair here just for you. We see are all the things we want to do. In the fire, in the fire, in the fire, in the flames. In the flames again. In the fire, in the fire, in the fire, in the flames.